Kia ora, welcome into Net Gains. Alex Chapman, Ricardo Ball with you as always. We've got $50 to spend. We'll run through 3 games, have a crack at a long shot. And old mate Courtney Tidy is going to swing by, set us a challenge and give her same game multi as well. Rick, we are now at the knockout stages, which for me is the stages because the games are just so tantalising, a lot of them, aren't they?
Yeah, and there's no, let's rest a bunch of players against France for no reason. There's none of that. You know exactly, everything's on the line, right? It's do or die from here all the way through to the end.
Yeah, when we try and work out which games to leave out when we're talking about them, that's more of a challenge as opposed to which games to actually talk about.
Yeah, right. We dialed in from, I think we had 6 or 7 options. We had to dial that down to 3, trying to figure out which ones do we do.
All right, let's start with, I think this is the hardest of the round 32 games to pick, at least the ones that are still left to play. Netherlands, Morocco. Both finished with 7 points. Both had 2 wins and a draw. The Dutch can score, which was the big question going into this World Cup. How many goals are they going to score and where are they going to come from? 11 so far. Speaking of surprises, Morocco's normally resolute, wall-like defence has been questioned. Conceded 2 goals against Haiti, for example. Where do you see these two sides as we now enter the knockout stages?
Yeah, those 2 goals from Haiti, one of them was probably still goal of the tournament so far. And Morocco had rested about half their team because that was kind of how things were sitting. So I don't take too much from that. I think Morocco have changed their style of play a bit. They're certainly more open. They want to play more on the front foot. They want to attack more. You look at the possession stats from all the group games across these 2 teams. I think the Netherlands had 60% possession across those 3 games. Well, the Moroccans had 59, right? So they both want the ball. So that battle in midfield is going to be key to this game.
And want the ball and then advance it, Morocco. Yeah. Whereas previously, even at the last tournament, we saw them happy to kind of sit in that back end of the middle third, even in their own third, and just pass the ball around until an opportunity came. They are really wanting to get upfield. In terms of the result, it is a stay away from me. I cannot separate these 2 sides. If you'd said to me at the start of the tournament that this would be a round of 32 game, I'd say give me Morocco 100%. But as I say, a little bit shaky. The Dutch are scoring really nicely. So give me both teams to score though. I think it'll be close. Under 3.5 goals. Both teams to score. You're just getting under 3s for that, but chuck in Salabari to have a shot on target as well. He's had 1 in all 3 games so far. You're getting 460 for that. Whack an SGM cover as well onto that, by the way. Out of your toolbox, if one leg fails, get up to $50 back in bonus cash.
We're on a similar wavelength, which should probably worry you given how my betting's been going of late. But what I've done is I've stayed away from the result too, and I've looked at 2 of the most influential players in the match, and I've taken them both to either score or assist, and that is Cody Gakpo for the Dutch and Brahim Diaz for the Moroccans. You put those together in a same game multi, and it pays $6.83.
There are a couple of really nice betcha boosts as well in this one, by the way, so if you think you can perhaps pick the result, there's also a shots on target option. Maybe check out those betcha boosts. Right, I've said it before, I'm going to keep saying it. France can score goals,
yes,
and I think they're going to win the World Cup. They're also going to keep winning games 3-1, 4-1. I wouldn't be surprised if this game finishes 4-2 against Sweden, for example.
Yeah, well, it's funny you say that because I'm in a picking comp and you have to give the scores, and I've got 5-2 for this game.
There you go.
So, 2 France, just to be clear, on that. And, I think the Swedes can score. Anthony Elanga's got 2 in the last 2. We've seen Alexander Isak and Victor Gyökeres all score at this tournament as well. And French defence hasn't been great. I mean, when it has been tested, it's kind of looked like you can get at them. But that said, I mean, you're a bit of a soothsayer, actually, because on the last Net Gains, you said Dembele hasn't done much so far this tournament. I expect him to score here, and then he goes and gets a half-hour hat-trick. So well done, you.
Did I punt it, though? No.
There you go. Always the way. So I'm very Francophile on my bet for this game.
Okay.
I'm going Mbappe to score. He didn't score last game. He will score this game. I'm going Dembele will score this game because there's going to be plenty of attack. And I'm taking Elise to score or assist as well. I'm putting all of that in the mixer for a same game multi, $4.10.
Okay. The French have had 49 shots already this World Cup. 23 of them have been on target. Playing against the Swedish side, who have scored 8 goals so far. So that to me, 1, does it equal 2? I think so. In this case, both teams to score, as both of us have mentioned, there's going to be goals in this one. So over 2.5 goals. France to win in regulation, not France to win, because we're entering the knockout stages, so you have to be careful of that one. And then with how they're going to play France, out wide, pepper the Swedes, over 5.5 French corners as well. Get you $6.69. Again, whack an SGM cover on it as well. Right, Portugal, Croatia.
Portugal, Croatia. This one, we talked about Netherlands, Morocco being tough to pick. This one is kind of tough to pick for me as well.
Yep.
So I've gone back and I've looked at how these teams have gone. The Portuguese have struggled to score in 2 of their 3 group games. The Croatians have gone all right, but, in what you'd call an easier group, I think. So I've looked back at the history between these two teams. Their last 6 meetings, no clean sheets. Their last 6 meetings, over 2.5 goals, 4 of the 5, I should say, and over 10.5 corners in the last 6 games between the two. So I've just put them all together. I've just gone, this is what the stats are telling me, and I've boosted it, and it's $11.25.
And you're not normally you love a storyline, a narrative sort of bet. Here's one for you. Potentially last game for Ronaldo, potentially last game for Luka Modric, 2 absolute icons of their teams. If you want to have something different, if you want to play a specific bet, I think have a look at those 2, particularly given... Look, if Ronaldo walks onto the field with a mirror, would we be surprised? That's all I'm saying. In terms of my bet, though, I'm stunned you're getting over 2.5 goals at even money. In fact, more than even money. It's happened 4 in the last 6 games combined for these 2 at this World Cup. And with how both teams set up, the attacking powers, I mentioned Ronaldo and Modric, I think 3+ corners each. It's happened in every single game bar 1 so far for these sides at the tournament. With both teams to score, you're getting absolute value in a multi on that one. So that might even be my bet of this show, I think.
Yeah, well, a lot of those things you've talked about actually play into mine as well. You've just broken them down slightly further, because it was one of the things that I did look at was Modric to score or assist, Ronaldo to score as a same-game multi with those 2 legends, as you talked about. I think it's probably more likely Modric to score or assist, Ronaldo to get booked for throwing a strop because he's not allowed to take a free kick. But that's another story.
If you had to guess, bet, predict who's winning this game?
Probably lean Portugal. I just think they've got more game winners, particularly in that midfield.
Okay, let's welcome in Betcha Ambassador Courtney Tidy. Court, how have you been enjoying the World Cup, mate?
I've been loving it. I'll have to say I've got World Cup fever. I look forward to every time the games are on, especially now that as you said, we're getting down to this end of the tournament, the business end. All
right, no pressure, but of all of our wonderful guests, and we thank them for their time, for their thought, their commitment, their study, none of them have actually landed so far. So I know you've got an SGM for us. Before you get into that, you've got a challenge. We've also battled with the challenges so far. What's the challenge for us?
Okay, the challenge is I would like you guys to find 6+ goalkeeper saves.
Okay, that's something different. We're going to be quite creative with this one, I think, Rick, because this to me is who's going to cop a few amount of shots, but also have the capabilities to make the saves. So defence sucks, good keeper is what we're saying here?
That's exactly what I was going to say. You want a decent keeper and a rubbish team. Yep.
All right, cool. We're going to have a look at those. For now, what's your multi on this one, mate?
Okay, so my multi, I like what you were saying earlier about France. I've got a good feeling about them. So I'm going Mbappe to score 2 or more goals. And then I've gone across to Haaland to score 2 or more goals. And then Argentina to win. And that's paying just over $19. So I've got a good feeling about this, I reckon. As you said, France, they can score goals. Haaland, surely he comes out this game and, we'll put boot to ball and score us some goals, please.
I have to say, those 3 teams and those players have been widely used as bets by various punters throughout this World Cup, and it's been very fruitful and very successful. So I might follow old mate Courtney Tidy in here and actually get a munch at this one.
Yeah.
All right, I've had a look at the challenge. Give me Jacob Widell Zetterstrom of Sweden. He is going to cop it against France by Mbappe, Chuck and Dembele as well.
Elise
Elise has been relatively quiet, so he's probably due. You need $3.60 for Jacob Zetterstrom, who might have the best name at the World Cup as well, to make 6+ saves against France. Pays $360.
Okay, you've actually found one that pays more than the one I've found, but I think Germany-Paraguay.
Okay.
I think this has got 1-0 written all over it, with the Germans just laying siege to the Paraguayan goal. Orlando Gil is in the Paraguayan goal. He's averaged 4.3 saves a game so far at the World Cup. Now, that's against the US, against Australia, and against Turkey.
High-pressing teams.
High-pressing teams, and now you're going to play a high-pressing team with more quality, I think. So him to have 6 or more saves against the Germans is $275.
I do like that one. Cool. I like that challenge, mate. We've done well, I think. Look, self-pat on the back here for us, because we've come to the table on it. I also love your bet. I'm definitely going to follow you, and thanks so much for joining us, mate. Good luck.
Thank you.
That is Betcha Ambassador Courtney Tidy Wright. She had a bit of a long shot with her bet. Time for our long shots. We're both Manchester United fans.
Yes, we are.
I've got a Manchester United specific one here.
Okay.
Mateus Cunha, 2+ goals. He scored 2 against Haiti. He scored 1 last game against Scotland. Him to score 2+ goals pays $12.
Against the Japanese?
Yes.
Okay. I love Kvaratskhelia, who's not at this World Cup, of course, the Georgian, but the next version of him plays for Bosnia. This kid, he's only 18. He scored one of the goals of the tournament against Qatar. Karim Ala-Agabic. Get on this guy. Keep an eye out for him. Him to score, Bosnia to win against the United States, $13. And the reason I say this, like, people go, oh, but the US are good. This Bosnian team are not mugs. You look through their squad, most of them play either in the Bundesliga, in Ligue 1, in France. A lot of them play in the top leagues in Europe. They might not be superstar names, but they're really good footballers. And I think they'll probably have more discipline and a better head for a big occasion than some of the US players. So I think that's an upset.
USA are $1.15 to win that game. Bosnia, $5.50. Here, I reckon, is not saying that's not value, but I think a bit more of a safety net value. Both teams to score in this game.
Yep.
$2.15.
Yeah, it's
$2.15. I think they're an absolute chance to, if not win it in regulation time, then to push this USA team, because I don't know if we've really seen them properly tested by the way that Bosnia and Herzegovina play as well. They're going to get peppered big time.
I mean, this Bosnian team, I mean, you've got to remember that the Canadians have beaten the US recently, right? And this Bosnian team pushed the Canadians all the way. This is not going to be one-way traffic.
Yep. Hey, if you have any thoughts on that, hit us up on social media or drop comments in YouTube if that's where you're watching us. We'll catch you next time on Net Gains.